when you're trusting someone to make a difference in your life, to help you, and they're not supplying you with the tools that you need, if you're going into a treatment facility, you should have a medical doctor. You should have a nurse who's there. You should have a psychologist. You should have licensed therapists, not just intern therapists or people who are waiting to get their license. They're wonderful, they're learning, but they've not had all the experience. When it comes to something called KDAC or RAD-T, these are individuals that can do groups, they can do process groups, but they can't do therapy. A lot of places use them for therapy, which is horrific, especially in this industry. They're talented, they're great at what they do, but they're not therapists. You need to really know what to look for before you send someone, a loved one, or yourself. You should never just accept the first one that you talk to. You should call more than one. You should find out more about the facility. And it's not easy when you're trying to really figure out what's the best thing for you, because many people are so desperate, they'll go into a treatment facility not knowing what they're going to get into. But here's the worst part that happens, and this is why I want to say this. When clients get into treatment, they become codependent on the facility, on case managers or therapists, and then they don't want to leave. And the reason they don't want to leave is because they have no place to go, maybe? Maybe that's it. But it's almost another problem. They look at these people as saying, okay, you guys are doing well. You guys are healthy. You don't know the truth. You have no idea who the other person is on the other side. Some of the stories I've dealt with, I wanted to share just to let people know what's out there and how hard it is in this industry to really find a great place. There are people who love going to Malibu. Okay, last time I checked, Malibu, California never did a fucking thing for anybody. It's one of the ugliest cities in the world to me. You look at the ocean, it's beautiful. You think about that, how beautiful the ocean is. In one moment, it could take your life. Malibu is filled with a lot of different people from many different places, but people want to go to Malibu because it's a beautiful house. It's a big house. Last time I checked, I've never seen a house help somebody. Many people just want to have that, well, I went to Malibu, I went to this place, I went to that place. Really? If that's the way you want to do it, I've met many people who've been to lower end facilities that literally are the worst places that you'd want to send somebody, but they came out clean and sober. They came out with some better tools because they weren't babied. They weren't put in a position to where if they didn't want to do treatment, they didn't have to. All these very expensive places, they're out there. But the reality is a lot of this is common effing sense. Many of us addicts know what we need to do to get better. So when you go into treatment, a lot of times they're manipulating the situation that you're in to help you get what you want. But always remember this, they're getting something for it. And that's called money. And you have to, because without the money, you're not going to be able to operate a company or a business and help people. Now, I'm giving you some of the dark side of this industry. There's a lot of great things, but that's a whole different story, a whole different show. I want people to be aware of what's out there. I want you to really know what to look for, what to ask for. You need to ask what type of therapy they have. What type of staff do they have? Where they're located. Many times places are located in different places than what they tell you. And you get there and it's like, oh, depressing. Oh, it's not what it is. You want to make sure that you're getting 3 meals a day. Some places don't do that. You have a big difference between detox and residential and partial and IOP programs. Partial program is 6 hours a day. IOP is 3 hours, could be day or night. Detox and residential, it's 24 hours, 7 days a week. And the great thing is you're getting an opportunity, even if it's in a facility that you don't know much about. You are responsible to take whatever they're giving you that's positive and use it to your advantage. And here's the most important thing. If you're not getting anything from that treatment, then you need to be the one saying, look, this is what I need. Don't go into a facility blind and say you're going to follow everything they tell you, because it doesn't mean everything they say is right for you specifically. Every rehab does the same thing. They treat the same way. They all do CBT, DBT. Many do EMDR, individual sessions, group sessions, family sessions, med management, mood management. Jesus H. Christ, I get tired of hearing those words. But that's exactly what they do. Now, how they do it is a different thing. The most important thing is to realize you can call 10 different ones. You're going to get a lot of the same thing. It's the people that work there that make the difference. It's the people who are there. You can have two different people at two different facilities, same education, same background. One of them you're going to do much better with than the other because one of them's there to really help you. The other's there just because it's a job. It happens everywhere. And the most important thing, there's no such thing as an expert in this field. You've got researchers and people who want to call themselves experts, people who say they're the best at what they do, and they probably are at what they do. Remember, it's what they, the individual. It doesn't mean they, meaning their industry, they're the best. That's why you have arguments in sports. Who's the greatest athlete in any sport? Because everybody's got an opinion. Everybody brings something to the table. The most important thing you need to understand, those of us who suffer and those of us who need his help, without us, those places don't exist.